Good morning, Tribe Kids. This is Miss Emily. It's another week that I don't get to see you at church, which means that it's another week that I get to send you a story. This is a story that begins on a morning. I was still wearing my comfy, cozy pajamas, and I was sitting on my couch. I was looking out my big window and watching the world outside. I saw so many different people and animals who had woken up way before me. I could see my neighbors walking up and down the street. They were walking to the donut shop. I saw a mother pushing her little newborn baby in a stroller. I saw squirrels hopping around looking for nuts and berries to eat. I have sat here on my couch many mornings, but on this particular morning, something was different. I got a phone call from my grandma. I answered the phone, and my grandma told me that she was going to fly all the way across the United States in a plane to visit me. This made me so happy. I thought about her warm arms wrapping around me and the tea parties that we would have, and her delicious cooking. As I spoke to my grandma on the phone and watched the world outside my window, my eyes made their way to the garden in front of my house. I saw the leaves had turned from green to yellow, and there were weeds growing everywhere. That was the day that I decided that I would grow my own garden, to greet my neighbors who walk up and down the street, and to greet my grandmother when she comes to visit me in California. I hung up the phone, and I put on my gardening shoes, and I went outside. I greeted my garden like a new city of plants that I was going to get to care for and know very well. The first thing I did was pull out all the weeds. Then I found all the areas that looked empty, and I imagined what sort of plants would look good right there in that spot. I love going to the plant store because there are so many unique and different plants to choose from. Once I get home with my plants, I put them in the ground. Over time, I saw that each of my plants had a personality all their own. Some plants love to bask in the bright, hot sun, and some are shy and like to stay in the shade. If my plant's leaves started to turn very soft, I knew that it needed water. If a plant looked like its flowers were burning, I knew that it was getting too much sun. I have moved so many of my plants around to find their perfect home in my garden. What I love about my garden is that it is something that I get to care for. Do you have anything that you care for? While I garden, I think about how I am like a plant. I need certain things to be healthy. I need food and water and sunshine. I need friends or family around me to love me. And I need Jesus. Did you know that sometimes people call Jesus a gardener? Just like I trim my plants, taking off the dead branches and helping them grow in the right direction, Jesus also helps us know how to grow. Jesus shows us how to be more like Him. Jesus is patient, loving, forgiving, and He loves justice. If you want Jesus to be your gardener, you just have to ask Him in your prayers. He will speak to your heart and give you strength to grow big and tall and healthy. After all my plants were put in the ground, I saw something very interesting. The leaves and the flowers all turned to face the sun. And this is another reason why I think people are like plants. We turn our faces to the sun. I like to think that Jesus is our gardener and God is our sun. Each morning when I wake up, I pretend like I am a flower, turning my face and my heart to God so that I can drink His love and feel His warm, wise presence in my life. My garden has become one of my favorite places. I know each of my plants personally, and I consider each of them to be my friend. My grandmother will be coming very soon, and I can't wait to walk her through my garden, showing her my plants, teaching her their names. She and I will sit in the sun together, turning our hearts and our thoughts each morning to the light of Jesus. Well, thank you all for listening to my story, and I can't wait to see you again very, very soon. Goodbye.